Hello, this is Rick Hall with Heritage TV, and thank you for joining us. We're going to be doing a rockumentary on the band If I Die Tonight. Sitting next to me is Gary Bentley. Gary, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I really appreciate you guys letting us interview you, and we're going to be filming some of your performances. And first thing I want to get to is, how did you come up with this name?
Well, the name started back about a year ago. We were playing, and I was using the lyrics from the old nursery rhyme, you know, now lay me down to sleep if I die before I wake. And then just, we were needing a name for the band so we could start playing some shows, and it came about. I thought it fit well, and I talked about it with Eric, and talked it over, and we thought it sounded pretty good, so it stuck.
Yeah, it's as good a way as any way to get a name for a band, I suppose. Another thing that caught our attention is in the May issue,
National Geographic.
National Geographic, they mentioned your band. How did that come about?
Actually, we're really not positive how they found out about us. all I know is they were doing a small article over Whitesburg, Kentucky, and then they decided they wanted to base it on traditional music and other alternative types of music in eastern Kentucky, because they said they knew there was more to it than just traditional bluegrass and country. And somehow they found out about us, and they contacted us and came down, and they did about 3 photo shoots and did 2 or 3 interviews with us, and told us that in a couple of months they would let us know when something came up. And we didn't hear from them for quite a while, and then we got an email one day saying that the article was planned to be released in May. So.
Well, congratulations. That's getting some national coverage, and the type of music that you all play is certainly not bluegrass.
No, I guess you could consider us hardcore or heavy metal or hard rock. I don't know. We use a lot of synthesizers, and then of course we have distorted guitars and that kind of thing. So I mean, our genre of music kind of varies here to there depending on which song we're playing.
Well, we just got done listening to one of your studio cuts, and I could detect a lot of Black Sabbath in it. Had some nice changes there and whatnot. What other groups have influenced you personally?
As far as the bands that I've listened to, I grew up listening to bands like Guns N' Roses and Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Rat, those types of bands. And then as I got older, I just transitioned into stuff, and now I'm listening to bands like Converge and Black Dahlia Murder and Norma Jean, Throwdown, different bands like that. So.
Well, one of the things I asked you, and I don't care to ask you on air now that I know the answer.
Yeah.
Do you guys drink? Is there a lot of cussing in your music? Usually that style of music is pretty wild.
Actually, no. All of our songs are real clean cut. The lyrics may seem off to a lot of people just because we try to write in like a off style and not based on just everything you hear every day, like radio rock. So our lyrics might be a little bit off, but it's all like clean cut and stuff. We played a lot of all ages places, and none of us drink. We're all straight edge, if anybody knows what that is.
Well, good for you. Good for you.
We're all pretty much clean cut, other than the way we dress and the music we play. So.
Well, I do want to ask you about the song that we were listening to. I've written it down here because it's a pretty long title. Would you like to say that for me?
It's like trying to breathe when you know very well your lungs are filled with concrete.
Tell me a little bit about this song. How did it come about?
Well, it actually came about as not really a joke, but we were all just kind of playing around at practice one day and not really meaning to write a song or anything. And I was just playing a drum beat, and then Rob came in on bass, and then just slowly it formed into a song, and we didn't know what Eric was writing down. He's always some wild thing off the wall that you'll never think of, and I started reading.
That's Eric Gibson?
Yes.
He's the lead vocalist?
And does synthesizer.
Okay.
And we were just talking one day, and then I was like, why don't you send me the lyrics? I'd like to read them. And come to find out, it's basically like, I guess you would say like love gone wrong or anything, and it's basically him telling somebody, you know, that he still loves them, and no matter what, you know, he's going to be there, but don't expect him to apologize for the things that's happened.
And I'm here with one of the members of the band If I Die Tonight. This is the Heritage TV Rockumentary. Would you introduce yourself, please?
My name's Eric Gibson,
And Eric, how old are you?
17.
And what do you play in the band?
I do vocals and play synth.
Now, can you tell me about the synth a little bit? It really makes some unique sounds. I heard one of y'all's songs the other day, and I was like, Gary, what is that sound, man? And he was saying, well, he gets that off the synth. So what's some of the things you do with that?
And just add crazy sounds to it.
Was it like a big organ? I know they say that you are responsible for a lot of the lyrics of the songs in the band, and one of the songs I believe you're going to be doing tonight is something about a refrigerator and God in a picture. Could you tell me the name of that song and a little bit about it?
The song is If God Had a Refrigerator or Picture Would Be on It, and it's basically my views on religion and how some people are hypocrites about it.
Well, I tell you, I know some folks like that, but we won't let them get in the way of how we feel, will we?
No.
Hi, I'm Gary Bentley, the drummer of If I Die Tonight. We're here at Sword in the Stone Hobbies in Whitesburg, Kentucky, and we're going to be playing If God Had a Refrigerator, Your Picture Would Be on It.
And the documentary on If I Die Tonight continues with an interview now with their bass player, Mr. Rob Collins. And Rob, how are you doing today?
Doing just fine.
Very good. Glad to hear that. What we want to talk to you about is a little bit about your band, If I Die Tonight. We've got the story behind the name of it, and we've talked about how the music sounds. I want to talk to you about another song. It's called The Sky Fell on Rome.
Right.
What's behind this song?
Well, the name of it came up by our singer. He always makes up all the lyrics and
Again,
song
that's
titles.
Eric Gibson, right?
Yes, Eric Gibson. And you know, it's a really good song. It's a song that ends like, I like it, and it has a lot of meaning to it, I guess. It has it's our last song that we play usually at shows, and
It's the closer, huh?
Right.
Okay. How long of a song is it? Just depends?
Well, it's actually a really long song. Sometimes we just keep on playing the last part just until it seems like we couldn't play it any longer, until we are all so exhausted that we need to end it.
Well, now, And we're continuing the rockumentary on the band If I Die Tonight from Whitesburg, Kentucky. And I have another member of the band with me. And what's your name, sir?
Michael Hubbs,
And Michael, how old are you?
17.
17 years old. How long have you been in the band?
About a year.
1 year?
Yeah, a little bit over maybe.
And how do you feel about being in National Geographic magazine?
It's pretty exciting where it's national. So,
And you're still in high school, right?
yeah.
So I guess all the girls are just bothering you real bad at school and stuff like that?
No, not really.
Well, tell me some of the influences on your music.
For me, like, be stuff like Guns N' Roses or Black Sabbath, anything like that. And just some newer stuff is like a band called The Showdown. Like, they're from Tennessee, and just stuff like that.
Well, what instrument do you play?
Guitar.
I tell you, I could really tell the song you all recently done, the Black Sabbath influence on the change that you've got and the way the guitar winds out. It's really, really nice. And at 17, you know, they've been going for some time.
Yeah.
How did you get turned on to them?
Like my uncle and a lot of stuff like that, like, influenced it on me. And then it's basically it.
Well, how would you describe your all's music as the guitarist?
I say like just like really heavy metal, fast punk parts. This is a mixture of everything.
Well, if you weren't listening to the hardcore heavy metal, what other genres of music do you listen to or would you listen to?
Like, I'm a big fan of like Nirvana and stuff like that, like the early grunge stuff.
Now, they start out with the real quiet, almost whispering, and then they kick it into the screaming and hollering. You like the dynamics of that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, where would you like to see this band go?
Well, I sort of exceeded like my, how far I thought it would go. So I don't know. I guess it's a mixture of everything, basically.
How do you guys normally go about writing a song?
Like we just make like different parts, and then over time they just like fall together.
Well, is there anything you'd like to say before we conclude the interview today?
If people just come like check us out at shows and just future ones.
Well, thank you so much for helping us out. We look forward to seeing you play.